Blackpool was a budget-holding lead professional pilot and is now in the process of rolling it out and finding funding solutions at the end of the pilot period.
Beach funding is a pot of money which could be given out to children or their families where they needed it, where the need was greatest. It could have been used, the lead practitioner, the person who implemented the CAF and took control of the action plan, was the person able to decide. And the beauty of it was, instead of having to go through a procedure where you'd have to apply, you could within 24 hours or less say, yes, we can get you a new pair of shoes, yes, we can get you a bus pass. All those little things that stopped a lot of our children accessing the curriculum and feeling part of the school community.
We're looking at the way all budgets can kind of be pulled together so that no matter where you are, whether you're in a voluntary sector, whether you're a church worker, wherever you are, if you have a family that needs this way of working, you can actually access this budget through CAF and the budget holding lead professional pilot.
In the budget holding pilot, we allocated up to £1,000 per child through the CAF process, and that worked really well. But what we found was, over the period of the pilot, that in actual fact the average spend was about £450–500. There were extremes, but quite often small amounts of money made quite a big difference.
It's just under 3 years ago when I moved up to the Grange estate, somebody mentioned that you could get help via Home Start and whatnot, and I'd never heard of it before. And I came in to speak to somebody and I was allocated to. And she was the one that helped me get into rehab, helped me with the kids. The girls got them into Cascade, which is a counselling service for children that have been through domestic violence, bereavement, whatever, which has helped them an awful lot as well. The funding, obviously, during the summer holidays, for the girls to go into extra groups and stuff, so that they weren't bored or wandering around the street.
Mostly what we tend to spend the money on would be a service. So it would be nursery place for children who perhaps are delayed for whatever reason, or their speech and language development isn't in line with peer groups. But it really is a group decision around that table at that multi-agency meeting with the family, discussing what would be of help to them.
My first successful beach funding was given to a boy in year 11 who had massive self-esteem problems, was getting into a lot of trouble in school, fell out with his family, and we were able to implement funding for him so that he could have 1 day a week work experience. We were able to provide him with a bus pass and the relevant clothing and money for sandwiches, and his main gripe was he wanted to feel the same as the others. He was a very large lad, so we were able to get men's-sized clothes for him, which his family couldn't afford, and the quality of his life improved. He came back to see me 2 weeks ago, where he's waiting to go into the army. I'm very, very grateful for how we helped him out, and we changed his life considerably, and the family as well were grateful that he was calming down and he was getting a bit of self-respect, and he saw a purpose to his life instead of just getting himself drunk and walking around and getting very angry. So that was a few pounds a week that made a massive difference to the whole family.
As we move out of the pilot into the second phase of budget holding lead practitioner, we need to start beginning to think about how we're going to strategically pool pots of money to create this fund.
I think we've set something up now which has had a real impact on the lives of families in Blackpool and on workers. Although it's been difficult, the staff actually now really see this as so positive.